morning, beautiful people. Oh my goodness, it's been a tough one, but I'm going to still say good morning. I've had no audio. I've been trying to record for over 2 hours now. I kept walking away and hoping it would get better. And finally, after jumping through a lot of hoops, I got my computer working so I could chat with you. And my work computer is broken. So it's going to be a fun day. But anyway, welcome to 321 No Kiddin. I am Bobby the Awesome, who's trying to have an awesome personality and attitude. That's the word, not personality, attitude today. So I'm going to get us into our reading, and then I'm going to have to be brief so that I can go get my work stuff fixed because I'm kind of stuck right now. Anyway, July 30th. My heart is a lonely hunter that hunts on a lonely hill. Fiona McLeod said that. Recovery asks us to live each day responsibly, but defining responsibility can be difficult. Many of us knew little about mature, disciplined, fulfilling lifestyles. Our original families may have been damaged, our parents unavailable as sources of nurturing. How then do we choose a new path that seems so unfamiliar and unnatural? We begin by asking for help from our higher power when we are unsure or in pain. Next, we think through our choices, guided by the knowledge we've gained, and finally, we act. We know, for instance, that we've returned to an active level of our illness when we recognize the ache of isolation. At that point, it is our responsibility to call someone, share our feelings, or ask advice. Next, we call on our spiritual growth to help us be honest and act on the advice we get. When we do this, we are practicing self-love, we are growing, and we are taking control of what we could do to change our lives. In doing these things, day by day, our higher power will help us remove sadness and replace it with fellowship. We are giving up our isolation and becoming part of our world again. Today, let me take healthy action to eliminate one source of pain or sadness in my life. It said one source there on the last line, so I guess we're going to take this in baby steps as well, one nugget at a time. So recovery asks us to live each day responsibly. It's funny because I don't know who gets to decide what responsibly is. Is that just not gambling or not using or not drinking? Is that responsibly? Because I think that you can not do those things and still not be responsible. It's saying, this is my interpretation, of course. It's saying that our original families might not be, where we got our strength and our nurturing from, and that we need to be brave in our new process. And it's okay to ask for, and we should ask for, help from our higher power so that we can get rid of the pain and then start moving forward in this responsible new life. And as we recover, it says guided by the knowledge we've gained. That's the beauty of meetings and networking and fellowship, and even listen to the recovery podcasts, whether it's mine or someone else's, or even like health and wellness kind of shows or books. All that knowledge that we acquire kind of gives us more of those tools to work through this. And this is kind of the foundation of what I believe in, is that you have to process the pain and get rid of it so that you can move forward and live your best life. It's kind of said in a different way this morning. It's saying that we should call someone, share our feelings, and ask advice. And you're going to see, guys, as I do it to you here, as I continue to increase my social media presence, there's going to be days I just vent. And it's funny because I have two trains of thought around that. One is like, oh shit, I shouldn't vent to you or in front of you because I want you to think that recovery works. But then the other is, well, no, that's stupid, because I still have feelings and I still have bad days and good days. And I'd rather show you the truth and legitimately show you how I process this stuff in the moment because it's not always easy. And I'm very fortunate to have you guys as my accountability piece, right? Like if I tell you I'm trying to process an urge from a cigarette, or I'm having a bad day, like this morning I've had to have multiple conversations with myself. Like when my podcast computer wasn't working, and then I went to my work computer and that wasn't working. I was like, okay, this is not going to be that kind of a day. Like I'm trying to already talk myself out of it. Like 2 wrongs don't make it so the whole day is a waste and I have to throw in the towel. I got to get my game face on and just suck it up. And I think that comes from some of my growth. And I have to be responsible to, serve you guys, to go do my job, and to get done the things I need to get done today. So very fortunate to snap out of that mood rather quickly. I did go for a nice long walk, and that always helps. I'm listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to a Joe Dispenza book. And then as part of the 75 Hard, I'm reading the book on Buddha, Dharma recovery. I wanted to say Buddha recovery. That's not right. And I think I made a decision that I'm going to share what I'm learning, especially out of that book, but we'll see what happens after that. But there's some exercises in there we can do together, kind of like our step work. But I'm getting enlightened. It's really interesting because I believe in a lot of what's in this book already. And I didn't even know it was worded or that there was structure to how I feel or perceive things. So I think it's going to be a nice contribution to the show and to our discussions about, recovery and some of the different ways of recovery. I think it's really important that, especially, with such a diverse audience, different countries, different people, different cities, that different ages, different sexes, there's so much diversity in who's a gambler that it's important to me that we have that much diversity offered in our recovery strategies. Like that's totally super important to me. So, let's not isolate. I'm looking at the line. We're giving up isolation and becoming part of our world again. So we need to decide what world that is and rejoin it and do some of this processing and healing and navigating and growing and, a lot of the same stuff we talk about often because it's important and we need to be reminded every day, every single day. I need to be reminded. And I'm guessing you probably need to be reminded too. So we're in this together. All right, beautiful people. I will see you tonight, barring no craziness with all the computers. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And we'll talk soon. Thanks. And you're well understood.